Yeah, no reason.
Certainty of death, small chance of success. What are we waiting for?
Fellas, I feel this is my lucky day.
Brilliant.
Hey, and welcome to another episode of Rankin. This is going to be a fun one today because we're doing top comedies of all time. And the way we're doing this is we're going to take each of the top 12 from each of the other comedy episodes of the decade. And then those are the only movies that can be nominated today. But to the disappointment of some people on this panel. But get into this panel, we've got Brian. Brian, how's it going?
There's a few Sadler didn't make the list. Yeah. And then Ross did the retro, and ha. Me, Brian, and Jordan are going to protest and say Billy Madison. We refuse to vote until you let it happen.
Billy Madison makes the list. Come on.
Number one.
It doesn't, though.
So we've got Jake. Jake, how's it going?
See, I'd be more inclined to agree with you guys if you want like a Happy Gilmore, which, you know,
Or
is
Big
my
Daddy.
favorite Sandler. If you want to get Sandler on the list,
Waterboy.
I can go with Gilmore.
I'm totally on board with getting, you know, Sandler on the list for 90s because I think he deserves it. But I don't know what it is about Billy Madison. I can't agree with you guys. If we can all come together with a Happy Gilmore, then we have a united front, and maybe we can make something happen.
All right, Malcolm, Happy Gilmore, do it until this show doesn't go
right.
on without it.
Let's do it.
No. We've also got JPO here. JPO, how's it going?
Well, shit, guys, we tried. I thought that was a good effort by us, right?
Yeah.
We're the world's roast protesters. We won't go until we get our way. No.
Yeah.
Drop our sides. Okay. Well, we shot our shot. Having good times here, man. There's still plenty of great stuff on the list. It's gonna be an interesting one because it's a championship edition of sorts. We might be saying no to some really great movies. This might be an interesting back and forth. We'll see.
Got Jordan Anderson here. Jordan, how's it going?
It's going good. But Malcolm, we are going to come storm the Take 3 Productions headquarters until we get some Adam Sandler on this list. Yes. So just watch for that. You remember this day.
Look, maybe down the line I'll do a redux of some of these comedy decades now that they've done the all-time thing. But
I was also told to represent Austin too. He's still recovering from a heavy night of drinking, watching Leprechaun Back to the Hood last night. So yeah, he's still recovering.
Yeah, but just in case you don't remember what was on each of these lists, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go through them now. Going down the decades. So we've got classic comedies. We've got Doctor Strangelove, The Odd Couple, Some Like It Hot, As the Good Old Lace, The Producers, Duck Soup, It's a Mad Mad World, The General, Court Jester, Thin Man, Shop Around the Corner, and The Parent Trap.
I've seen 3 of those.
With 70s, we've got Monty Python and Holy Grail, Young Frankenstein, The Original Youngest Yard, Life of Brian, Muppets,
yes,
The Muppet Movie, Blazing Saddles, Animal House, Willy Wonka, Harold and Maude, Rocky Horror Picture Show, Freaky Friday, and I think that's
Meatballs.
Meatballs.
Some of these posters are really hard to see.
Yeah, you got to squint. Yeah, I'm with you there.
Moving on to 80s, we've got The Princess Bride, Back to the Future, The Breakfast Club, Ghostbusters, Coming to America. I'm going to Get You, Sucker. This is Spinal Tap, Blues Brothers, Christmas Vacation, Fish Called Wanda, When Harry Met Sally, and Airplane. 90s comedies, and this is one of those ones that was really stacked as it is, so there's going to be a lot of great movies that would have been missed out anyway. Dumb and Dumber, Tommy Boy, My Cousin Vinny, Liar Liar, Big Lebowski, Mrs. Doubtfire, The Birdcage, Grumpy Old Men, American Pie, Office Space, Groundhog Day, Galaxy Quest. For 2000s, we've got Role Models, Tropic Thunder, I Love You Man, Wedding Crashers, Superbad, Shaun of the Dead, Hangover, Old School, Anchorman, 40-Year-Old Virgin, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, Saving Silverman, or as it's known in New Zealand, Evil Woman.
I gotta say, that's a surprise of the nomination. Saving Silverman making it. Did
Yeah.
not expect to see that. I'm not knocking it. I like it, but I was surprised.
Well, I mean, I was even surprised. I think it was one that I nominated, but I was surprised at how much that Peter Ware had that they liked it. But
Oh.
and for
I'm just upset that there's no Pootie Tang on the list. Come on.
and
Just
for
for
20,
Pootie Tang.
and for 2010s, we got Bridesmaids, Scott Pilgrim, This Is the End, Grand Budapest Hotel, The Other Guys, Deadpool, Ori to the Shadows, Nice Guys, Girls Trip, Ed 17, Crazy Good Love, and The Good.
I also just want to throw out forgetting Sarah Marshall and Step Brothers. A little surprised. All right.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those ones like
more Cornetto, at least one Cornetto's on there.
I mean, yeah. If some would have, I probably would have gone through those episodes and rewatched them to find out if they were at least what artists. But there's as well as like you can arguably 90s to 2010s probably each of those decades are really stacked with a lot of.
And 2002 is pretty stacked as well.
Well, that's what I said. 90s
and the 80s and the 70s. Yeah, every it's a decade. You're literally taking 10 years and going one genre. Yeah, every day.
Yeah,
except the pre-70s. That was not stacked.
So, I mean, I disagree, but
yeah, sure.
Did he? But with that, let's get started. Brian, what's the first movie you're going to bring up?
I'll bring up Liar Liar, a great Jim Carrey comedy with some heart in it. You get some great bits like the pen is blue, some great lines. I mean, people are so you have him trying the last way out of getting parking tickets. Some great laughs. No else made to claw. Even get a wrestling reference would happen as well. So all should be shot for Liar Liar.
Jacob, what do you say about Liar Liar?
I love me some Liar Liar. I think joke for joke, like this might be Jim Carrey's funniest movie. It's not my favorite of his, but I think as far as comedy goes, I think this might be the one I laugh at the most. I do think the physical bits are quite funny, especially when he's, beating himself up in the bathroom. I love that. You had your time, Brian. This is my time now. My time is now. And yeah, I mean, and even the end of the
yeah,
I'm glad somebody got it. But no, I even love the end, like in the courtroom. Spoilers for this 25-year-old movie, but he wins by he's so used to lying that he wins by telling the truth. And even though the person he's defending is not the best person, like it's still pretty funny. Like maybe you should be behind. You shouldn't be winning this case, but because Jim Carrey is such a great lawyer. He's getting you out of this, and this is funny laughs all the way through. So I'd say yes. It's towards the bottom of my top 12, but I'd still put it in there.
JPO, what do you say about Liar Liar?
I'm already gonna probably break my own rules because I didn't have it, but I think Carrey needs to be in this list, and it's probably my highest Carrey one on this list. So I'm probably gonna go because as Jacob and Brian already kind of fought for, it is just beat for beat so funny, and it's rewatchable. I did it again in the last year or so. It still holds up pretty good. Not the greatest guy, but but the laughs are definitely there, and it even goes on into the post credits where they're even showing the outtakes. One thing I've always loved, Goose. And it's even funny even then. And fun fact, they actually did film a wrestling sequence. You can find photos of Sting and the Big Show, then known as the Giant, and they took it out. I'm gonna say yes. I'm ready changing my list because I want Carrey on the list.
Jordan, what do you say about Liar Liar?
Well, first of all, I want to say top of the morning to you. Happy St. Patrick's Day. And for those of us still in the past, Malcolm's in the future. He had it yesterday, but so I'm the only one that chose to wear green. That's fine. But
you don't know what color my underwear are.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to know, but I think Liar Liar's great though, and I'm here for the baseball stuff. I mean, when he gives his son baseball stuff, he's supposed to be Jose Canseco, all that stuff. And Yeah, I think that it's great, and like usually how I do these rankings personally, I have my top 12, and then I have a list of like if someone were to bring it up, I won't bring it up, but I'll say yes to. But this one actually is in my top 12, so this one does make the cut for me. This movie, yeah, like it might be the funniest Jim Carrey movie. Maybe there's one other one that stands out here to me that actually I'll say it's number 2 funniest for me. There's one that I like a little better, but I'll still say yes to.
Yeah, I do really enjoy Liar Liar. This is one I probably will go back to a lot, but this I personally would have said no to this just because like when I ranked all these movies myself, like this kind of ended up really low in amongst all the other ones. But that's not a knock on the movie. It's just I like the others better, but it's still going to make the list regardless. This is what I say. But Jacob, what is the next movie going to bring up?
Yeah, I'll shoot my shot for Willy Wonka. I know that it might be a long shot because I don't think people really think of it as a comedy more than a family film. But I do think there's some really good comedy here, especially once Willy Wonka himself is introduced. I think you can't knock the movie for that. He doesn't really come in until the last half of the movie, so the first half of the movie doesn't really have that much comedy. It's got some emotional moments actually with Charlie's mom's song. But I still think there's a little bit of comedy there. I think the teacher is absolutely hilarious and just the way he presents some things to the class. But again, once we get to the Chocolate Factory, I think the comedy ramps up a little bit. I think the Oompa Loompa songs are really funny. Just the way that Willy Wonka himself delivers some of the lines is hilarious. I mean, we got the condescending Wonka meme from it. I love the line, the anticipation is killing me. I hope it lasts. I think it's got some good comedy in there. I've learned that if there's something that I am unsure is going to make the list, I got to bring it up early, and so that's what I'm doing.
JPO, what do you say about Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory?
Yeah, I know there's love for it in the community. I like it. I've never loved it, and I think there's other ones that I just laugh at more. It's probably in like my top 40 of this list, so it's no for me personally.
Jordan, what do you say about Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory?
So yeah, when I made my list, I went for like how much these movies make me laugh and how much comedy is actually in there, and I just don't see a lot of comedy in Willy Wonka. I see some subtle comedy, but like nothing that just really like I'm not going like getting some big chuckles or like anything out of it. I'm just like enjoying it for a fun and whimsy like movie that it is. But so it is a great movie. I just don't think it's a comedy like compared to some of these other ones. It might be loosely a comedy, but so yeah, for me, in terms of actual comedies, it ranks about in the 50s for me on this list. So I'll have to say no.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those ones like as I discovered when I was doing classic comedies, like a lot of the earlier comedies are more on the subtle comedy side of things, and then they are like making people laugh out loud. And this is one of those ones that I did have. I think I remember saying no to when we did 70s, because this is one I really don't consider a comedy. It's got funny moments, but I don't consider it a comedy. And it's all like I do like once again. I like the movie. I'm going to say no again here for that same reason. But Brian, what do you say about Willy Wonka and the Chocolate
Yeah, this is
Factory?
tough. Willy Wonka is my favorite film of all time. There is some good comedic moments, like when Mr. Loop is first introduced to eat the microphone. You get the relationship between Ruka and her father, which is hilarious. But this is a championship we'd be picking on Thursday, so this is the first time I'll say no to Willy Wonka.
Yeah, if that Willy Wonka's not going to make the list, JPO, we go to you next.
Yeah, somebody else that I'm a huge fan of, kind of like Jim Carrey, but in the directing field. Up until recently, I do not include his last film. I actually think he's never made a bad film until recently. Judd Apatow, and he kind of made his best at his first 40-Year-Old Virgin. Will be my nomination here. Again, just another one where, like a lot of Apatow flicks, like Knocked Up, even, and This Is 40, surrounded himself with a tremendous cast here. Besides just Steve Carell, one of the first viewings that we got, of Seth Rogen being really funny here as a side character, him and Paul Rudd having great banter back and forth. This helped kind of reestablish even Paul Rudd as a really comedic force there for us here, despite being around for a while here. Romney Malco, the whole group, the actually kind of earnest love story between him and Catherine Keener also works here. It ends with the singing of a song, which is just great, but it somehow works in this film, which makes no sense for otherwise, but it just works as you're listening to these people here. And smart dialogue, really funny. And just don't watch the unrated version with someone that you're dating at the time, because that could be and their dad, because that can be awkward.
Yeah.
Jordan, what do you say about 40-Year-Old Virgin?
Yeah, so the 40-Year-Old Virgin is great. Yeah, this one definitely makes my list. And yeah, I think it's like I remember when it came out, like it was a big phenomenon. Like everyone I knew was we watched, including my parents, who like didn't really watch a lot of raunchy comedies, but they watched the 40-Year-Old Virgin and one of the first times that I really like paid notice to Steve Carell as like a really funny, like just powerhouse comedic actor. I mean, Paul Rudd, Seth Rogen, Romney Malco, they're all great. I love Jane Lynch in this. I'm a big Jane Lynch fan. I love the whole Sturdy Wings stuff. It's just like really good stuff, and yeah, I think that still holds up as like probably one of the best comedies ever made. So yeah, I'll say yes to the 40-Year-Old Virgin.
You wrote she was virgin for a squirting. Yeah, she's the hoe.
Yeah.
Oh, show.
For sure.
I rewatched this specifically for this because it's been a while since I've seen it. And yeah, I do think it's good. It's just and I think it's a really great comedy. And I like it a lot. I'm also it's kind of fell in the middle here. I'm going to say no to this. I do like it. And, Brian, what do you say about 40-Year-Old? Brian, what do you say about 40-Year-Old Virgin?
No,
let's send Logan laugh. But to correct George, Sturdy Wings was a role model, not for your virgin.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's the wrong. She's just like
she's still funny. She's still funny.
Yes, she is.
She's the manager at the like electronics store. That's right, playing the Michael McDonald stuff. That's
yes.
right.
For your virgin is great. 7-1 great comedy, great use for like the nerdy self or Steve Carell's collection of all these figures he owns. You have the $6 million man's boss. Who has that? So great lines there, and also early Kevin Hart appears in this as well. It's great. So it's a yes for me.
Yeah.
And Jacob, what would you have said about 40-Year-Old Virgin?
I would have given this a no. I think this movie is fine. It's not for me. I think the funniest I do get some good laughs when he's getting waxed though, because I mean way to commit.
Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah. Who'd have thought Kelly Clarkson would have been a big thing 20 years after American Idol? Good for her.
She's adorable.
She is. Yeah. I love. Side note: I love when she's playing that game with Anne Hathaway, and it's like, "Come on, play a song I know," and then they play "Since You've Been Gone." And she still doesn't get it. It's one of her songs. But no, I think there's some good moments here, but it's not a comedy that I go back to very often. So I would have said no. But I'm not saying that because it's a bad movie.
It's a revenge. What a spite vote, Jacob.
Yeah.
No, I've been consistent. Go back and watch tournament fights whenever 40-Year-Old Virgin's brought up.
I've been saying the same thing. So
yeah, no. So, yeah.
With that, 40-Year-Old Virgin is going to pick the list.
Yes.
Jordan, what is the next movie you're going to bring up?
Well, I want to bring up one that hopefully at least one other person, hopefully all of you will be with me, but I know maybe even one in person in particular, I hope. But I want to go with Office Space. So for me, I got to shoot with ones that are like midway through my top 12, but to go first. And yeah, like Office Space, for me, like it's just so relatable. I mean, Mike Judge from like Beavis and Butthead and all that, like does a great job of just getting like to the core of like what's relatable about a job, and just like the people that like just want to say fuck you to your boss, and just want to go in and just cause havoc and just see how long you can get away with stuff. And like Ron Livingston, he's so great. Stephen Root as Milton, I think just talking about his red stapler and like playing his radio at a reasonable level between a certain time or whatever, and you even have like Jennifer Aniston, she pops up. Gary Cole plays like a really a-hole of a boss, and then even like well, for me, I mean, like, may not be like as early, but I mean, one of the first time I really paid attention to John C. McGinley, and being one of the guys that like fires at people, and yeah, there's just some really funny moments. I became a huge fan of the Ghetto Boys. That scene with the like printer, where they just beat the hell out of it with baseball bats, like it is very relatable, because if you've been in an office when the freaking copier, the printer doesn't work, you just want to beat the hell out of it. And so yeah, just really fun, and just like something that like I wish I would be bold enough to do some of the things that he does. I mean, not everything, but like just like go in there and just say screw it, I'm gonna do what I want, and like it makes me laugh pretty hard. So yeah, I'll say, well, I'll nominate Office Space.
Excuse me.
Yeah, they put him down in like the mail room or like wherever it is, the basement.
But yeah, I do really enjoy Office Space. Once again, it's going to be my same spiel as I'd have with some of the other ones, but I really like it. But it's just, it didn't rank that high for me, so it's a no. But Brian, what do you say about Office Space?
I enjoy Office Space, but it's a pick on the sun, so yeah, it's a no for me.
Man, Brian, you're a Beavis and Butthead fan. Mike Judge, come on.
I enjoy Beavis and Butthead, but enjoy Office Space, but really picking on the films.
Sure.
First.
Yeah.
Jacob, what do you say about Office Space?
Well, I'm with you this time, Jordan. I think Office Space is funny. I think Gary Cole as the boss is just so unlikable. But I think he plays it so well. Yeah, the printer smashing scene. Like we've all had thoughts, I'm pretty sure, about jobs that we've had, and it's like, oh, if only I could
burn the place down. Yeah.
No, I'm not going to go that far, but like maybe open the door too hard, and I don't know how that hole got there. Wasn't me. But yeah, no, I think the standout here is absolutely Stephen Root. I think he is absolutely hilarious, and I think every time he's on screen, like I'm laughing out loud no matter how many times I watch this. So yeah, it's one that's on the lower half of my top 12, but it's still in that top 12, so it's gonna get a yes for me.
JPO, what do you say about Office Space?
I hate when I'm the final defactor, and I gotta give it a slight no. I like it. It's great. It deserves to be on this list, but I got it at 24. It's outside. I'm sorry. It's good stuff, but I like stuff higher.
Yeah, it's all good.
We're gonna say no to so much. We're gonna end up like putting on our like 40th favorite movie.
Right.
Like, hey, remember? Can we go back and put in Willy Wonka and Office Space? I don't even like this movie.
Save your top picks for like 5 or 6 rounds in, because
maybe that might be. Mine almost didn't make it. Shit.
Yeah.
But no, I'm gonna try for there's a couple that I've got high that I think will probably come up eventually. I'm gonna try for this one. I know some people here said that they're probably going to say no to this era anyway, but screw it. I'm going to try it because It's a Mad World is a really good movie. Like this is a really great classic screwball comedy, and it's a lot of fun. Like it's inspired a lot of stuff. Like and I actually think Wrecky Races is kind of the TV show. I think it is low key inspired by this. And then obviously there was the pseudo remake Rat Race, which came many years later. But like this is such a great movie, and it's a lot of fun. Like if you haven't seen it, give it a shot because it's really good. But Brian, have you seen this Mad World?
I haven't seen it, but I have seen Rat Race though.
Jacob, what do you say about it's a Mad World?
Well, it sure has violence on the streets, hunger, but I haven't seen the movie.
JP, what do you say about it's a Mad World?
There's one old school movie I'll say yes to. This is unfortunate because I too, like Brian, have just seen Rat Race. If you said Rat Race, maybe.
I mean, it didn't make that. It didn't make that decades list. So,
I just would have said maybe. Not that it was
Dang.
I definitely know I brought that up. I think not a lot of people had seen it. It's one of those comedies that not a lot of people have seen. But
really?
well, yeah. But Jordan, what do you say about it's a Mad World?
Well, I have seen it. I've seen it once, but the thing is, though, like, I mean, I'm sure everybody knows already. When it comes to comedy, not a lot of old comedy really hits me. Like, I just don't find older comedy like that funny. Like, it just doesn't do a lot for me. And like when I come to like classic movies, I'm more likely to go to like a drama or a sci-fi horror or something like that on an older movie, maybe even a fantasy like Wizard of Oz or something. But like for comedy, it's just hard, and like I just don't find it all that funny to me. So I'll say no.
I mean, it's one of those ones. Like, if you growing up in the era of the raunchy stuff, I can actually understand that logic. But with that, Brian, what is the next movie you're going to bring up?
Yeah, I'll go with another 2000 film. I'll show some love for Anchorman, a great comedy for the 2000s, very quotable. Some great cast. You get Paul Rudd, David Koechner, Steve Carell, and Chris Abigail, the news team. Great cameos for the fight sequence, and a lot of good laughs. And afternoon delight, Anchorman.
Jacob, what do you say about Anchorman?
Yeah, I really enjoy Anchorman. I think it's the same thing. If we're gonna get Jim Carrey on the list, I think we got to have a Will Ferrell representation as well. And I think Anchorman is a good representation for Will Ferrell. I think it's one of his more quotable movies. I think there were at least 3 from the 2000s that could have easily made the list. But Anchorman is the one that did. I love the entire news team. Again, Steve Carell I think is hilarious here as Brick. The whole news fight is hilarious in the aftermath. Whew, that really got out of hand quick.
Yeah.
I mean, that escalated quickly. Brick, you killed the guy.
Yeah. Where'd you get a trident?
When he's walking around with the motor around the office, just gotta walk off a situation. I think
this 40-year-old virgin the morning wood scene.
I think this movie is hilarious, and it's gonna get a yes for me.
JPO, what do you say about Anchorman?
Hey, we got a third movie on the list. I'm gonna say yes as well. Yeah, it's quotable. It's funny. It's another pretty rewatchable one as well. And Farrell's got some good stuff as well. So it's nice to have him on the list. But the movie itself, I think, deserves it by itself.
Jordan, what do you say about Anchorman?
Well, fun fact: discovered by the Germans in 1904. They named it San Diego, which in German means a whale's vagina. So let's say yes to Anchorman.
I don't
That's
think
great.
that's true.
Yeah.
Anchorman's great. I really love it. And you know what? It's the first time we all agree tonight. Anchorman is making this list.
Yes.
It's a yes for me.
Everybody hands in. Anchorman on 3. All right, here we go.
60% of the time, we vote for it every time.
Yeah,
Because it's not the sequel.
Yeah.
Which I like as well, by the way. I defend that sequel.
Moments.
I kind of like it. Yeah, at its moments.
Little long. Words it's out. It's welcome out a little bit, but still funny.
The Fight is great sequel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But Jacob, what is the next movie you're going to bring up?
Yeah, again, I think you gotta try it early for these ones that you're unsure of. We're gonna go back to that classic era, and the movie that I've actually just seen for the first time recently, but I think it was smartly written. I think the dialogue is very good, and that's Doctor Strangelove. I think this movie is absolutely hilarious. It's a quick 90 minutes, but Stanley Kubrick I think directs this really well, and a director who you don't really you know uh, think of when it comes to comedy, but I think he produced a comedy classic here. Yeah, so Doctor Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. I just the dialogue alone I think it's so good, and I was laughing out loud a lot more than I thought I would because like it's like those classic comedies, like you said, Malcolm, are a little more subtle, but I think there's some really good laughs that land here. So I'll shoot my shot for Doctor Strangelove.
JP, what do you say about Doctor Strangelove?
Same argument I made before. I just have things higher at the moment. It's a slight no for me.
Jordan, what do you say about Doctor Strangelove?
Lots of things.
I have never seen Doctor Strangelove. It's a blind spot for me, so I gotta say no. Sorry.
Yeah, I love Doctor Strangelove. I think it's great. This is an absolute yes for me. And yeah, Brian, what do you say about Doctor Strangelove?
Same with Jordan. I haven't seen it either.
Well, the their vote shouldn't count, and it's 2-1.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Doctor Strangelove doesn't make the list. We go to JP.
All right, yeah. I mentioned before. I'm glad that there's one of the three on there. That's from the Cornetto trilogy, Shaun of the Dead. It's a good debate as to which one of them is the best, and it's a great debate that only anyone's wrong in because they're all great, including the first one, Shaun of the Dead. It's one where you pick upon jokes later on. Edgar Wright is such a really smart director here. When you see the walk he has at the beginning of the movie to the walk with the first time the apocalypse happens, such a great side-by-side comparison. Like, look at it, they nail everything, little details here, the constant funny jokes here, and then again having a bit of the heart when it comes to the family members, when it comes to the relationship between him and Nick Frost. Edgar Wright's made fantastic movies here, and I love this Cornetto trilogy, and Shaun of the Dead I think absolutely belongs here.
Jordan, what do you say about Shaun of the Dead?
So, Shaun of the Dead is one that just misses my top 12, but it's in that realm where if someone were to bring it up, I'll still say yes. So, because I think that anytime you put Simon Pegg and Nick Frost together, it's like it's a comedy gold. They're just like meant to just be in like everything together. Yeah, and then I believe they have a new TV show coming up that they're going to be a part of. I think, but
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
And if you guys have never seen the original thing that started it all, Spaced. Check out Spaced.
Oh yeah, Spaced is great. Yeah, just like throwing some zombies, throwing some like really cool like I don't know like this type of British humor just like hits me more like if it's like more like modern like type of British humor, then it just resonates a little more with me versus older style of British humor, and yeah, like I laugh pretty hard in this movie, and it's like ask me on any given day what's my favorite of the Cornetto trilogy, and it's the one I watched last because like I almost love them all equally. It's just hard to pick one, so yeah, but I'll say yes to Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead's great, and it also was kind of in the realm where I was going to happily say yes to as well. It definitely belongs on this list, and so Shaun of the Dead gets a yes from me. Brian, what do you say about Shaun of the Dead?
Yeah, Shaun of the Dead is a yes as well. It's like not my top 12, but like 3 spots down my list. I'll still say yes to it.
And Jacob, what would you have said about Shaun of the Dead?
Would have made it a clean sweep. I love this movie. This is my favorite of the trilogy. I think there's some really good laughs here. Some good stuff. Yeah, I love what JPO said about like the two walks and the side by side. I think it's really good. It's funny. My 9 through 12 have made the list, but things above that have not. So weird.
But that Sean Deed's going to make the list. Jordan, was the next movie you're going to bring up?
So I'll bring up a movie that kind of holds a bit of a special place for me, just because it was the first date me and my ex-wife went to. I asked her what movie she wanted to go see for our first date, and she said she wanted to go see Deadpool. So I'm going to bring up Deadpool just to have something kind of different in here, because I mean, like, there's a lot of like superhero and like comic book movies that have humor in them, but like none of them you really say is like a straight up comedy. But I think Deadpool's meant to be like comedic, it's meant to be funny. You read the comic book, like he's like the clown of and or like of like Marvel, like in the best way possible. And I think TJ Miller in the first one, it really works really, really well. Like, looks like an avocado made love to an older avocado. It's just like so many just like great lines. And then the way that he breaks the fourth wall, and the relationship with like Dopinder, the taxi cab driver. There's just a lot of really cool things. And I would say like it's probably not the greatest overall like if you're ranking like comic book movies per se, because it doesn't have a strong villain and there's a lot of stuff you could say that's not a great in a comic book sense. But as far as the comedy goes, the comedy really hits. I mean, the opening credits are just like laugh out loud hilarious. I mean, it just hits you with the comedy right as it starts, and just like yeah. And again, I remember when I first saw that test footage that they put out, and I remember thinking, like, if they don't make this into an actual movie, they're literally like missing out on like truckloads of money. I mean, come on. So yeah, I'm gonna say Deadpool.
Yeah, and it's one of those ones. Like, I actually do think it's a great comic book movie, because like not all comic book movies need to have a strong villain per se. Because as long as the spirit of the comic book is shown on the screen, and that's exactly what they do. Like they keep the spirit of the character and all that. Because because it's one of those ones, like with all the Deadpool comics that I've read, like none of them really have a strong. None of them actually has a strong villain. Like there's really
True. Yeah,
no
that is
strong
true.
Deadpool villain that you'd know offhand. So I mean, I love Deadpool. I actually recently rewatched this the other day. Not so much for this, just because I decided to rewatch all the X-Men movies because I wanted to. But yeah, unfortunately for this, I'm gonna say no, just because it is really low down my list. And there's a lot of stuff high up that I've
Okay.
read of. But
Yeah, that scene when he's like trying to grow back his arms and legs, it's like so good. I remember like crying, laughing in the theater. It's good.
That's the number 2 though, not the first one.
But
Well, no,
Brian,
he does do some
has
in the
to-
first.
There's a scene in both where he regrows his
Yeah.
legs, so.
Okay. Yep.
Um,
but the great Deadpool villain is actually Bob Chapek. Oh wait, he's not like an excellent villain.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. To be fair, I would classify this as a comedy, more of a shit. I would say it's more comic movie than comedy. So I'm gonna say no to it.
Alright.
Jacob, what do you
genre though?
Jacob, what do you say about Deadpool?
I think Deadpool is hilarious. I think the dialogue alone is super funny. I also think it's a great comic book movie. It's in that range. It's like that 13 to 20 range, where if it's brought up and I don't think something in my top 12 is going to make it, I might say yes. So I'm going to say yes, because yeah, I do get some really good laughs. I think Ryan Reynolds is hilarious. I do think TJ Miller brings some good laughs as well. So yeah, I'm going to give it a yes.
JPO, what do you say about Deadpool?
So when I moved Liar Liar in, it was to move Deadpool out. But now that it's being said again, I think I'm gonna move it back in. No, I think it's hilarious. I'm a big fan of this movie here. You mentioned the opening credits are fantastic. I can't wait for Deadpool 3's opening credits. I'm sure they got something planned for that as well. It's continually funny. I always kind of look at it like, if I owned a Blockbuster, that's where I'm putting Deadpool at. I'm putting it in the comedy section. You know what I mean? I think more than the action section, like I would for most comic book films. Yeah, so I think it's funny. I love it. and it's kind of the best example of what a superhero film could be in the comedy genre. So yeah.
Yeah.
With that, Deadpool is going to make the list, and it comes back around to me, and I'm going to bring up Try for this one because I do think we need a movie featuring this guy in here, and it's Mrs. Doubtfire. Like it was is the only sort of Ron Williams movie that made any of these lists. But Mrs. Doubtfire is a really great family movie, and I really like it as a comedy too. I think it is really funny, and like especially with a lot of Ron Williams like ad libs and all that. I think he does a really good job of this, and well, yeah, it's it's still tough to say. Is like you can still say you side to the mother on this sometimes as well, but it's still a really great movie. But Brian, what you say about Mrs. Doubtfire?
Yeah, Mrs. Doubtfire gets a yes for me. It's about 138. One of my favorite Ron Williams movies. It's a great comedy where he addresses the women. Some days getting hot flashes when he's cooking the dinners, and we need some Ron Williams in this, so it's yes for me.
Jacob, what do you say about Mrs. Doubtfire?
I like Mrs. Doubtfire. I think it's really good. And I do think when he's dressed up as Mrs. Doubtfire, there's some good laughs. But I think there's just movies on the list that I laugh at more. And so it's tough because I do think Robin Williams deserves to be on the top 12 comedy list, but I'm going to give it a slight no and not feel good about it.
JPO, what do you say about Mrs. Doubtfire?
Yeah, there's just movies I find funnier as well. It's I think again in my 30s, 33 in fact. So yeah, that's all I know.
Jordan, what do you say about Mrs. Doubtfire?
Yeah, like I just don't really get the love for Mrs. Doubtfire. I get the love for Robin Williams, but for Mrs. Doubtfire, I just don't like really resonate with it. I don't even know if I really even like it that much. Like it just doesn't do anything for me. It's just kind of just blah for me. Like it's okay, but yeah, I have mine or Mrs. Doubtfire more in the 40s. It's like 45 for me, so I got to say no.
But for that, we go back to Brian for the next nomination.
Yeah, I'm going to shoot myself for a 70s movie and great horror comedy, Young Frankenstein. Great Gene Wilder movie, my favorite Mel Brooks movie. Peter Boyle as Frankenstein's monster is great. Point on the hits. You get some great humor with when he's with the blind priest. Him catch on fire is hilarious. So I'll go with Young Frankenstein.
Jacob, what do you say about Young Frankenstein?
If I couldn't get Gene Wilder on with Willy Wonka, then hopefully he can get on with Young Frankenstein because I do really enjoy this movie. I think there's some really good laughs here. Like Brian said, yeah, the putting on the Ritz sequence is hilarious. I think his the guy who plays his assistant, the Igor character, is super funny. Oh yeah, that's his name. I think he's super hilarious, and this is just like one of my favorite movies. Period. I go back to this quite a bit, and I think Mel Brooks does a really good job with this movie. So I'm going to give it a yes.
JPO, what do you say about Young Frankenstein?
If it makes it, there's a reason for it to make it. It's a slight no for me.
Jordan, what do you say about
wrong with you?
Well, I'm not a huge Young Frankenstein fan. I mean, compared to like all-time comedies, I do like it. I mean, I have it ranked higher than Mrs. Doubtfire, but not like a lot higher. It's about in the 30s for me, and it just I don't know. Like, it's mostly because I've rewatched it and just don't find myself laughing as much as I did the first time I watched it. Like, it doesn't the comedy specifically like doesn't hold up as much for me. So I gotta say no.
Yeah, I love Young Frankenstein, but It's also not my favorite Mel Brooks movie featuring Gene Wilder that is on this list.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, it's going to be a no for me. So unfortunately, Young Frankenstein doesn't make the list. Jacob, we go back to you for your next nomination.
I don't want to be here anymore.
Oh, no love for Gene Wilder yet.
Some of my favorites are getting the.
Gene Wilder can't catch a break.
We'll try it. For Monty Python and the Holy Grail, I think this movie is hilarious. I think this is a hilarious take on the King Arthur tale. I think it's got some very quotable moments, some very funny physical stuff as well. I think the duel between Arthur and the Black Knight is super hilarious. He gets just getting all four of his limbs cut off and still fighting. I think it's hilarious. Just but the scratch, just a flesh wound. The guy he's talking to when he's trying to get to the castle, and he's just going off on them about oppression and stuff, I think is hilarious. I think it's smartly written. I think there's some really good dialogue here. I think the holy hand grenade scene is absolutely hilarious, and I could quote that all day. 1, 2, 5, 3, sir, 3. I love this movie. I saw this movie back in high school, which is like long ago, and I still laugh now like I did then. So hopefully one of my picks can finally make the list. Please.
JPO, what do you say about Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
Jacob, sooner or later, I'm going to say yes. I promise. And that time is now because I love Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Yeah, I think I got this at number 9 or so. But yeah, I've always I did this from the first time I saw it. Shout out to my friend Sherry, showing me in high school. It was one of those like, you haven't seen this? We're correcting that today kind of like situations. And yeah, I think again, just hilarious moments here in Monty Python. It's my favorite Monty Python movie. So yeah, that's a yes for me.
Jordan, I think I know what you're going to say, but what do you say about Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
Well, I might surprise you because I actually love Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I think it's great. It has great humor in it. Like, it's one of the few older comedies that I really love, and like it just has some stuff that really catches you off guard. Like when the animator has a fateful heart attack, just like out of nowhere. The
opening credits.
The like evil bunny rabbit. Oh, it's just a little. He's like, oh, did you listen to me? Oh, no, you said it's just a harmless little bunny, isn't it? Or like when they're trying to cross the bridge, like, what is your favorite color? Blue. No, wait, green. And then just like that scene where the guys were trying to charge at the castle, but it's like over and over and over again, like he's not coming. And then he just pops out. He's like, like out of nowhere, and he just wreaks havoc in the castle. It's just so good. Like there's just so many great things in it. So yeah, I'm actually gonna say yes for Monty Python. Yeah, I think it's great.
I could have sworn that was one of your movies you had on the big long overrated movie.
Yeah, right. No, not that.
But anyway, I know how you feel, Jacob, for your picks not making this list. Unfortunately, I would have said I would have said no to the Holy Grail. I love the Holy Grail, but once again, it's not my favorite of the Monty Python. So probably both of them ended up really low on my list anyway. So I'm going to say no. Brian, what do you say about Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
I'm sorry, Jacob. This is not the Monty Python movie I'm a fan of, so it's no.
But with
the
that,
guy they're looking for like the random shrubbery. Like, you must bring me a shrubbery. I'm like, oh, what's a shrubbery?
The nights we stay. Me.
Yeah.
But with that, Holy Grail is still going to make the list.
Hell yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
JPO, we go to you next.
All right. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. One of my favorite subgenres of movies or TV shows are movies and TV shows based on the making of a movie or a TV show. Let's talk Tropic Thunder from a few years ago, directed by and starring Ben Stiller here. Again, just tremendous cast surrounding him. We got, of course, Robert Downey Jr. Getting Oscar nominated for his role as a dude disguised as another dude playing another dude or whatever. A role that I don't know if it would get made nowadays, but I'm glad it was made then because it's just, again, smartly written script here. One of the first kind of viewings of Danny McBride in a smaller role, Bill Hader in a smaller role. Cameos from Matthew McConaughey is really funny. Got to bring that TiVo. Bit of an outdated joke, but very funny at the time. Even Nick Nolte can get some laughs. Jay Baruchel, Jack Black's great. Brendan T. Jackson, yeah, just again, the whole crew is on point here. And yeah, it's a really funny movie, beat for beat. Also, really fun watch is the fake making of it as well. It's really fun as well.
Jordan, what do you say about Tropic Thunder?
Yeah, so Tropic Thunder kind of falls in that realm where I don't have it on my top 12, but it's one that I'm still would say yes to if someone else brought it up, because I think that it's hilarious. I think that like there's just so many lines that just catch you off guard, just like just random things that they're saying, and like the way that it's kind of like the making of a movie, and Robert Downey Jr. gets away with a blackface because it's part of satire, and I think that in that case it can work for me. It may not work for everyone, but it works for me. I think they're just great characters. There's the Les Grossman stuff. I like the Al Pacino guy.
I still want that Grossman spinoff. I'm sad it never happened.
Yeah, seriously, I want it. Yeah, but they're just great like characters. Tug Speedman or Kirk Lazarus are like fun names, and like it's just a good time. So yeah, I'll say yes to Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, there's only 2 movies that on this list that I really do not like, and this is one of them. I really don't. Look.
You like to laugh.
If you don't only just met me, I've said this on multiple things. I really don't like Tropic Thunder.
I don't remember things.
You don't like Terminator. You don't like Tropic Thunder. You don't like.
I'm gonna be surprised every time I hear it.
I like Terminator.
They're just throwing out random movies.
Yeah, but I've never got love. Look, the Ling Grossman stuff I like, but not enough for me to say yes to the entire movie. It's everything else I don't actually like. I just don't think it's that funny. I was considering rewatching it to see if my opinions changed, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. Brian, what do you say about Tropic Thunder?
You make me happy. I got a good brain.
Brian, don't go Jack. Don't go full, Brian, please.
Yeah,
it's a great comedy. Something you can tackle today, like the simple Jack stuff, you can't get away with it. But yeah, overall, it's a great comedy. Even featured Jack Black as well, so it's yes for me.
It's so like out there. Once upon a time, there was a retard. It's like really
Jacob. What you say about Tropic
don't need to say the word.
You can say it. They brought it back.
No, they didn't.
I like Tropic Thunder, but it's a movie that I've only seen the one time. I was very late to it, and so since I haven't given it that rewatch to see if I if it upon the rewatch am I going to still laugh the same way I did, or not, or still laugh even a little bit like I did the first time. I like to give movies that rewatch, and so unfortunately I just didn't get around to giving it that rewatch. But I did think it was very funny. I do love Jack Black in this movie. Robert Downey Jr. is hilarious. It's funny that if like the Ben Stiller is kind of like the star, and he might be my least favorite part. But that's not a knock on him, because I think the cast is stacked, and I think everybody is putting in really good performances. But I love all the side characters more than I do Ben Stiller. Which again, no knock on his performance. I still think he's really good. I just love all the side stuff more, and especially Tom Cruise. But it is hovering in like the 20s right now. I'm sure on a rewatch. I'm hoping that it could get that bump, but I would have given it a slight no. But I'm not mad that it's on the list.
If that Tropic Thunder makes the list.
Also, great fake.
Hell yeah! We know what your 12 is now.
I mean, it was my 12 when we did that decade as well, and same when we did Robert Downey Jr. movies. So I mean, it's not as easily good. But anyway, I remember I think that was JPO. So
Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go with a movie that has the majesty of a winter's morn, the clean, cool chill of a holiday air, and an asshole in his bathroom emptying a chemical toilet into my sewer. I got to go with Christmas Vacation, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, to be exact. And this movie is just so good, so funny. Like it just has some of the funniest lines. Like it's definitely my favorite Chevy Chase movie, and like especially the like most of the stuff surrounding cousin Eddie, where he's like, gee, Eddie, I wouldn't be. I'm more surprised if I woke up torn with my head sewn to the living room carpet, or like the Aunt Bethany stuff. Just like her, just being a senile old lady. The voice of Betty Boop, by the way, that lady. Or but there's so many like lines that I quote, like just my everyday life, like, can I get you anything? Can I refill your eggnog? Can I drive you out in the middle of nowhere and leave you for dead? I'll always tell people whenever I get lost, you're just trying to drive us in the middle of nowhere, leave us for dead. But yeah, I just think that like for me, out of all the vacation movies, it's the funniest one. It's got the best lines, and yeah, so I'll go National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, I love National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. It's one I don't go to this. I don't go to it every Christmas, but I watch it like every now and then on around Christmas time. But it's great. And yeah, it's going to be yes for me. Brian, what do you say about Christmas Vacation?
Is your house on fire, clock? No, those are Christmas lights. Yeah,
Yeah,
Christmas Vacation is a great
is Rusty
Christmas
still in the
movie.
Navy? Yeah.
Exactly. Ernie John Glecki as well as Rusty. Great, great ensemble. And you know, let's have a Christmas film on here. Christmas Vacation. It's a yes.
Yeah.
Jacob, what do you say about Christmas Vacation?
So I've mentioned this before. I finally got around to Christmas Vacation, and maybe I was just super late on it because like I I didn't particularly care for it. I thought it was okay. Again, I'm not going to say it's a bad movie, but it's not one that's going to go in my Christmas rotation. It's not one that I laughed at a lot. Um, of the movies that I've seen for the list, this is third from the bottom. Um, I just I'm not a fan, but I get why people love it. I'm not surprised that it made the list, but it would have been a no for me.
When he cuts that
Jack,
like Christmas turkey open and it just like farts open with like dust, is like so good. I don't know, that's one that makes me laugh pretty hard too.
JPO, what do you say about Christmas Vacation?
I'm in the middle of both parties. I'm a little higher than Jacob, but I'm not as high to put on the list. It's still in my 40s, so that's enough.
But that it's still going to make the list.
Right. And it's a great theme song too. So yeah.
What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 8.
Got three, 4 spots left.
4.
Yeah, 4 spots left. I can maths, everybody.
Yeah, right.
Um,
Tell me there would be no math.
but with that, for my next one, I'm pretty sure I've got at least one person here. But I'm going to go for Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. It's this is by far my favorite of this franchise, and it's just a really fun movie. It's one of those ones that every time I go to it, I'm just always laughing at everything. And I even think like Will Ferrell just as the park ranger, I think is a great addition. Just having like Mark Hamill and all that just pop up throughout the movie as well is like I think it's just so great. So yeah, James Silent Bob Strike Back is on the table. Ryan, what do you say?
I'll give it a yes as well. I really do enjoy this comedy a lot for Kevin Smith. Love the whole road trip aspect for it with James and Bob. great. You see a lot of good characters pop up. You see Banky, you see Holden, you see Ben Affleck, Jacobs for actor is in there. I love the whole Planet of the Apes dream sequence with Jay and Jay narrating for that. Great cameos. You get Dawson's Creek and the guy who fucked the pie, Jason Biggs. So it's a yes for me.
Jacob, what do you say about James Silent Bob Strike Back?
It's never I loved you in Losers or you were great in Poison Girls. So who comes back to that fucking pie?
Yeah.
Still haven't seen it.
JPO, what do you say about James Silent Bob Strike Back?
So here's the shocker. I love this movie. I've seen it several times. It's still outside the list. There's things I gotta
Really?
hire. I know. Here's the thing. I love Kevin Smith as a human. I'm not afraid of not necessarily always put his movies through. As much as I love this movie.
Jordan, what do you say about James Silent Bob Strike Back?
Don't fuck with the Jedi Master, son. Mark Hamill is a great cameo as the cock knocker, and yeah, this is the one that I saw when it first came out, and
Hey kids,
then
it's cock knocker.
yeah, and then I didn't see it for a long time after that, and I kind of just forgot about how funny this movie actually is, and it just kind of went by the wayside compared to other Kevin Smith movies, and I went back to it, and man, this movie holds up. This movie's great. I love the whole Scooby Doo. They just end up in Scooby Doo's van, and it's really weird and awkward. And
Let's tell the creators of the Black Market.
Yeah, yeah, and I think this movie's great. It does fall in the realm where I wasn't gonna bring it up, but if someone else were to bring it up, I'll say yes. So I'll say yes to James Silent Bob Strike Back.
James Bob Strikes Back makes the list, and I finally get one on the list.
Can I retroactively vote for it now and not feel bad? Shit.
Yeah.
Well, I was about to say,
Sure.
what I was about to say was weirdly, the one person I was counting on to say yes.
I know.
Was you.
Yeah.
Now I feel bad saying no. Now that I meant it anyway. Now I'm like, hey, can I go back? I'm sorry.
Right.
So I've got Strike Back makes the list, and Brian, we go back to you for your next nomination.
Sorry about that. I'll shoot my shot for This Is the End. Short or sweet. This is the end.
No, it's not. We've still got 3 spots left. But
This is the end, and he's out.
Jacob, what do you say about This Is the End?
Again, haven't seen it.
Oh.
JPO, what do you say about This Is the End?
Again, I'm mad at Jacob. Oh fuck!
Yeah.
Sorry, that wasn't for this. I just got shot in the head. This is the same argument for James Silent Bob. I love this movie. I've seen it several times. I just asked about it in all ASAT rules question. What 9 celebrities died at the beginning of the movie? But it's not quite there. I got things higher, so it's a slight no.
Jordan, what do you say about This Is the End?
So I think This Is the End rules. This movie's awesome. I think it's so funny, especially Danny McBride. I think he steals the show here. I know Danny McBride, his comedy's very hit and miss for people. I'm a big Danny McBride fan. I think he's funny in everything. Even some of the bad ones, like Your Highness and all that. I'll still laugh at his character. Just like him talking about being a cannibal and he's gonna eat everyone and and then when he eats all the food. Or actually, no, he decides to make everybody breakfast and uses up most of the food, and that's his introduction. He's just just making this huge crazy breakfast for everyone. And then Michael Cera just doing massive amounts of cocaine and getting high and just running around like a crazy person.
Michael Cera does, baby.
Yeah, just really really good. And yeah, I think this movie's awesome, and I love that that's just a movie about the actors themselves. They all go by their real names. It's supposedly a real rapture thing that's actually happening, or end of the world or whatever. And it really really works. The Emma, I don't know why I'm spacing on her last name, but the Harry Potter. Yeah, Emma Watson. Yeah, when she shows up and they're talking about who gets to have sex with her, but then she hears it all and it's just really awkward. And yeah. I think there's some really funny stuff, and this is the movie that, because I forgot about just how funny Monty Python is, I had it at number 12. I replaced it with Monty Python, but I mean, even number 13, that's enough to say yes. So I'll say yes.
Yeah, I like this is the end, and I think it's great, and I'm going to give it a slight no. I mean, just because I think there's a lot of other stuff that I've got higher than it that I think
Dang, that
should
movie
get
deserves
on
it.
it over this, but that's once again not a knock on the movie. It's still great. It's just up against some tough competition. But
We're
Jacob
getting down to
was
the
next.
nitty gritty here.
Oh yeah. So I do want to try one more time to get some classic representation on the list. I missed out with Doctor Strange level. We'll see how Some Like It Hot does, because I think Some Like It Hot is
You already got a classic
great.
one. You got Monty Python.
That's not no. I mean like from the 70s and
From the
before.
Holy Grail.
That's
Okay.
that's 70s. That's not classic. According to Rankham's definition.
Sure.
But no, Some Like It Hot, I think is absolutely hilarious. Marilyn Monroe is great here. Jack Lemmon and Tony Curtis, as the guys who dress up as women are great here. Again, I think it's got some good dialogue. I think it's got some good laughs here. And I just want one from the pre 70s on the list, because I think there's some good comedies out here, and this is one of my favorites from that time, that I absolutely love, and I think has some good rewatchability to it. I love the end, when they're in the boat, and he's like, he takes off the I'm a man. Well, we can't all be perfect. I think it's a great ending.
Hey, hold on, Jacob. The quote is, "Well, nobody's perfect."
Yeah.
I was paraphrasing.
Anyway,
Yeah,
JP,
like
nobody's perfect. What do you say about Some Like It Hot?
Yeah.
Well, Jacob, you son of a bitch. When I said earlier there's one classic I'd say yes to, you found the classic I'd say yes to, because I love Some Like It Hot. I still champion it. Yeah, Jack Lemmon, so good. That ending sequence is so good because he's trying to get out of the relationship. He's like, I can never have kids. Well, we'll adopt. I smoke. That's fine. I drink. Okay. I'm a man. Nobody's perfect. The look on Lemon's face. I was like, even that didn't work. As they fade to black, it's just so good, and the stuff that follows it beforehand. So yeah, this is a yes for
me. Jordan, what do you say about Some Like It Hot?
So what I will say is that out of all the classic movies on the list from that category, this one is the highest one on my list. I was really surprised when I saw this. I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it, and I actually liked it quite a bit. But the thing is, though, like no comedies from the classic era are gonna beat out these more modern comedies for me. It just does. They just don't hold up quite as well as like a lot of the more modern ones. I just like. For me, I don't really feel the need to have a classic movie on the list. I think you just have whatever's the best comedies of all time, and it could be from any era. It could be all from one era. It doesn't really matter. So I unfortunately got to say no.
Yeah, if I had more time, I would have watched this for this, because I haven't seen it. But you know what? I'm going to give this a blind yes, because I think if from what I've seen of it, I've seen bits and pieces. I think I'll really like this. I think
I think you would too.
I'm going to give it a blind
like it,
yes, because I think we should get a classic movie in here as well to have a good mix. But Brian, what would you say about Some Like It Hot?
I haven't seen either. It's a blind spot for me, but I've never seen a clip from this movie as a great movie ride back in this movie had the ride when showed clip of this film. I'll give it a blind yes.
Wow. Some blind yeses.
But Some Like It Hot is going to make the list. JPO, what is your next nomination? We've got 2 spots left.
Yeah, hot damn. All right. Well, we didn't do This Is the End, but we can honor 2 people from This Is the End, kind of, sort of, in a small way. Paul Rudd, Jason Segel, in the ultimate bromance, I Love You, Man. I love this film the first time I saw it here. I think it is really super funny. Again, it's really sweet, earnest romance. I really like Paul Rudd's character. You know what I mean? He just he's focused his time on his girlfriend that doesn't have that many bro friends, and he tries to fit in with John Favreau. It doesn't work. His brother Andy Samberg makes fun of him, but then he has just a really great meet cute, but in a bro way with Jason Segel, who's fantastic as the friend. So yeah, I love this movie. I love you, man.
I love you too, man.
Yeah, thanks.
Damn it, Jacob's going to do that same
Yeah, I
thing.
love you, JP. I love you, man.
I love you too, man. I love all you mans.
Yeah.
Jordan, what do you say about I Love You?
I'll say I will see you later. I will see you on another time. Like, I just love how awkward Paul Rudd is. Like, we'll see you later, Jobin. He's like, you just call me Jobin?
Jobin?
Like, yeah, just
Stop
like,
with the
what the
bass.
frick?
Why is
Yeah,
the bass so high?
yeah. Like, my type of humor is just like the more like random, the funnier to me. Just like the random things he says and does, and like Jason Segel is just this kind of crazy guy. It almost seems like he's a homeless person almost in like some ways. He just shows up at the like real estate thing, eating all the like finger foods and all that stuff. And yeah, this movie really makes me laugh hard, and it's in my top 12. So yeah, I'll easily say yes to I Love You, man. I love this movie.
Yeah, I do. I think this is a really good movie. I think it's great, but fortunately, I'm going to give it a slight no. It's just outside the area where I was happy saying yes to. So, Brian, what do you say about I Love You, Man?
Yeah, my favorite thing about I Love You, Man was the clip Paul Rudd has where any fans asking him a question about I Love You, Man, about slapping the baseboard and Ant-Man questions. But first, for this, I'll give a no as well. There's another Paul Rudd movie I like more from the 2000s.
That's what happened when we get down to the last two slots. People are more unlikely to say yes.
Ooh, we were picking earlier too.
Jacob, what do you say about I Love You, Man?
Well, first off, I don't know if I'm just hungry or not because I looked up and they were showing a commercial for dog food. I didn't know it was dog food at the time. I was like, oh, that looks good.
Yeah.
It doesn't look good anymore. As far as I Love You, Man, I think it's a good movie. I do. But it's one that's towards the middle of the list for me. I do think there's some good laughs. I do love the romance, but there's just other movies I have above it that I would hope to see in the list. So I'm gonna give it a no.
Jeez.
Now you know how I feel, JPO.
I know. I don't like it. I don't like how you feel.
Right? Rejection is hard.
But Jordan, what is the next movie you're going to bring out?
Well, I got to bring up one that if it doesn't make the list, I might have to quit the stream because it is like the best comedy of all time, and that's objective. It's the best one of all time. It is Dumb and Dumber, and like that movie, it's just like so good. Just like the craziest like shenanigans and things they get into. It's a fun road trip in the movie. It's like I can't believe that there's not a single job in this town. Yeah, unless you want to work 40 hours a week. Oh gosh, or like Petey doesn't have a head, and he's like petting the headless bird, and then like the stuff with like sea bass and and like there's just so many good things. Like when they just been in their suits. Me and my friend did that at an actual dance. We had the powder blue and the orange suit, and yeah, there's so many just random things like other movies on this list. I'll just quote in everyday life, like when I'm in a car, I'll be like, I feel like I'm running at an incredible rate, like doing that thing, or like I'm talking about a little place called Aspen, the place where the water flows like wine, or where the beer flows like wine. A place where the salmon instinctively flock like the salmon of Capistrano, or the women. Sorry, I'm botching the lines here, but you know what I mean. Like they're just like so good, and yeah, just seeing them on the little like scooter together too, like swallowing bugs. Like no, sorry, I'm full. I just ate a big June bug. Like it's just great, and it's just a lot of random, wacky, just humor that just hits really hard for me, so I'm gonna go with Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I thought for sure this was going to be the first Jim Carrey movie that's going to come up, not like,
Yeah.
but yeah, this is one that I'm glad it finally came up. And I will disagree like slightly. It's one of those ones like comedy is just very subjective. Like there's no
Yeah.
objectively
I was just
best,
kidding about the objective. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I know. But yeah, I do really enjoy Dumb and Dumber. It did end up like lower than I thought it was going to, but I do still like it. And it's still in the realm of happy saying yes to anyway. So it's yes to Dumb and Dumber for me, Brian. What do you say about Dumb and Dumber?
I got robbed by a sweet old lady and never saw it coming.
Yeah, you know, senior citizens, although slow and dangerous behind the wheel, can still serve a purpose.
Pretty bad. Can you say pretty bad? Pretty bad. I'll give it a yes as well. If you haven't thought that, I might as well have Dumb and Dumber on here.
Yep.
Jacob, what do you say about Dumb and Dumber?
I would have given it a slight no for me personally. I do think it's very funny, but again, we're trying to make a list with 12 comedy movies spanning several decades, and so like you said, comedy is subjective. I still do find it very funny. It's like I think my top 25 are all like 4.5 and higher. So it's like it's not that it's a bad movie. It's just like, where does this one? Would I rather go to this one first or this one first? And by the time I got to Dumb and Dumber, it's like it felt like in the 20s. But again, still very funny. Very very. I do think there's some quotable moments here. And note to filmmakers: don't wait 20 years or whatever to make a sequel, because
especially for
This
comedy.
is Spinal Tap in theaters this fall.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, many times I've walked into a room and I'm like, big gulps, huh? Well, see you later.
Yeah, I mean, I think part of the reason they didn't make a sequel straight away, I think Jim Carrey didn't almost like. I think they had to really convince Jim Carrey to do a sequel to this or something. I don't know. Because I think
he got busy and was able to say no for a second.
What I was about to say is like in the 90s, like he only did a sequel to one movie, which was Ace Ventura. But since then he's not really done sequels to much other stuff. So
right.
But JPO, what do you say about Dumb and Dumber?
I'm actually with Barbara. That would have been a side note compared to what else is left on my list.
But that Dumb and Dumber is going to make the list. We've got one spot left,
Okay.
and a few here that I want to bring up, but I don't think they're going to get on for various reasons. I'm going to bring up this one because this is one I'm surprised that Jordan didn't bring up himself, and that's what we do in the shadows. I think this is a very great mockumentary, I think it's a great movie from Taika Waititi in general, and it's one of those ones that this is one of those ones that I didn't expect to like as much as I did, but I just think it's great, and it's one of those ones and who knows, maybe eventually Taika will make the sequel, but even then I think that he's sort of been joking about that in the interview. I don't think it was serious. It was ever a thing. But
he mentions it every once in a while. So
but as I said, I think that could be a joke as opposed to a thing he was actually considering.
Yeah.
But Brian, what do you say about What We Do in the Shadows?
This is tough. It's a great horror. Really shows a great horror comedy, but we have one spot left. There's one film I'll bring up, so I'll give it a no.
Jacob, what do you say about What We Do in the Shadows?
Still haven't seen it.
Oh, you gotta see it. I think
JPO, what do you say about What We
it.
Do in the Shadows?
Yeah, see it.
Don't tell me what to do. But okay.
Don't see it. Reverse. Oh no, wait, go back to see it. No, it works. Shit. No, like Brian said, it's an unfortunate no for me. If y'all had voted exactly how I wanted you to, it would have been a yes. But other things that I had lower, got in. So now it's a no because there's still stuff I want to. There's one more that I really want to champion
The same.
over this.
And unfortunately, it's not going to make the list. Jordan, what would you have said about what we did in the shares?
I would have said yes. Yeah, it is in my top 12. This movie is awesome. The movie is just so good. Peter, and he's just like like old school vampire that's just like really terrifying with these kind of like just like really soft and like kind of like more like subdued vampires and like just like them just trying to navigate the modern world with like an old school sensibility and like they're like trying to get into clubs but they have to be invited in and then like going toe to toe with the werewolves and like it's just like so many great things and the TV show only makes going back to the movie even better. Like it's just so good. Like when they turn their one friend and into a vampire and he's like trying to figure out how to turn into a bat. He's like bat. Like he doesn't know what to do. He's just shouting out words. He can't figure out how to do it, and it's just yeah, it's just really good. So I would have said yes.
But Brian, what is the next movie you're going to bring up?
Since we can't have Sandler, might as well have his buddies David Spade and Chris Farley in the great 90s comedy Tommy Boy. Fat guy, little crow. Some great road trip comedy, some great lines. Housekeeping? Oh, thank you. Housekeeping?
Yeah.
What kind of hotel is this? So I'll shoot some love for Tommy Boy.
Yeah.
Jacob, what do you say about Tommy Boy?
Yeah, I'm not as high on Tommy Boy as other people. I think it's fine. When Pez and I did a podcast about movies and we did our blind rankings, this movie was fun, and I put it in the bottom 10 of the 20. I think it's fine. I think it's got some good moments, but it's just not one that I go back to very often. So I'd give it a no.
JP, what do you say about Tommy Boy?
I don't know. I mean, I did say there was one more movie I was hoping to champion, and this was it. I love Tommy Boy.
Yeah.
No, this has always been a favorite of mine since growing up here. Chris Farley's so damn good here. Just this is being made at the same time as Billy Madison, and it's so good. I think it's also got the fun heart of him as the dad. He's even talking to him at the end. And brothers don't shake. Brothers got a hug.
Yeah.
And I love this movie.
Yeah, we've never been cow tipping. Yeah.
Makes you want to go cow tipping.
Yeah.
Jordan, what do you say about Tommy Boy?
Well, let's talk about the other guy's brake pads. So you're driving along, and this big thing just goes flying out in the middle of the road, and you're like, I can't stop. And your kids are in the back. You're saying, Daddy, I got to go to the bathroom. Not now, damn it. And then all of a sudden you go flying off a cliff, and oh no, oh my God, we burst into flames. Here comes the meat wagon. Woo, woo. It's just like such good stuff. Just the chemistry that David Spade and Chris Farley had is just like really good. Yeah, like did I hear a niner in there? Just like the little just like things that they kind of play off each other, or like they have a thick candy shell, Richard. I'm surprised you didn't know that. Like I'll say that to people all the time. And like, Richard, what'd you do? And the whole doors off the car, and like by the end it's just chaos. Like when the deer wakes up in their back seat, like there's just so many great moments. I love Brian Dennehy in the movie too. I think he's great. So it's like, yeah, I'm just checking the specs on the end line and the rotary girder. I'm retarded. So yeah, I'll say yes to Tommy Boy. Pretty easy.
Yeah. JP, you usually used to Tommy Boy, don't you?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. No, just checking. Yeah, I'm kind of Jacob here. I do like Tommy Boy enough, but it was also really low on my list when I ranked all of these. And I would have given a slightly low, but Tommy Boy is going to make the list. That does bring out the end of the list, and just for a fun fact, I was doing some maths in the background while you were talking about Tommy Boy. The breakdown of how many movies from each decade we have that made the final 12. We've got one from the classic, we've got one from the 70s, we've got one from the 80s, three from the 90s, five from the 2000s, and then
Wow.
one from the 2010s.
Interesting.
So, yeah, I thought it was.
The 2000 are stacked, and we did our comedy tier ranker series. Yeah, it was stacked.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, yeah, no, it's one of those ones like I do, like, as I said at the start, like, both 90s and 2000s are really stacked. So it's like, there's going to be stuff that didn't make it, and there was always going
Yeah.
to be, like, but with that it's time to rank these. Just a
Are
recap
they
on the list.
all mentions too, or no?
I mean, if you wanted to have someone bench, you can.
That's what we do every episode.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the only mention was basically anything else that made the list, but that was on the. Anyway, Jacob, did you have any honorable mentions from what was on the the master list that you would have brought up?
Yeah, just some that were in my top 12 that didn't quite make the cut or just didn't get a chance to get brought up. The Princess Bride, I think, is quite funny. Ghostbusters is hilarious, I think. And then I love the Muppet movie. I didn't bring it up because I was pretty sure that it would get a no, but I do think there's some really good comedy in there as well.
Yeah.
And then one just outside would be The Nice Guys.
JPO, did you have any honorable mentions?
Yeah, let's see. Stuff that I would have loved to have mentioned. Super Bad. I really wanted to get to Super Bad.
Yeah.
That was on my list. We never got there. Yeah, I know. Well, we never got there. Let other stuff slide in. Galaxy Quest I had pretty high. You can get to talk about Galaxy Quest. Groundhog Day, I think it's fantastic. Again, maybe you could have said maybe on the dramedy side as well, but I think it's a great film. Princess Bride would have made it. Speaking of Bridesmaids, and The Nice Guys as well. Simply Stuff I Love. And even more. That's a stacked list.
Yeah.
Jordan, did you have any honorable mention that you would have brought up?
Yeah, so I would also brought up Super Bad, so wish we would have got there, but and then I probably would have brought up Role Models. Like, I'm a big Role Models fan. Maybe Old School, and then Wedding Crashers. I might be higher on that than a lot of people, but I like that one quite a bit. And then just a couple of personal picks that like I would have liked, but I didn't bring up because I'm pretty sure they would have said no, because JP brought up Saving Silverman. I actually really like Saving Silverman. That movie was awesome. And also I would have brought up MacGruber just because I like the random off the wall likeness of that movie. So yeah, those are some of my honorable mentions.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like The Big Lebowski is one that I would have brought up. I wasn't sure how many people like it, and wasn't sure how it was going to go. A classic movie I really love that Rachel Silverstream put me on to that I totally didn't do any illegal things to watch, but it's the classic movie The Court Jester, but I don't think that had any shot. Just because I don't think many people have actually heard of it, let alone seen it. Once again, The Grand Budapest Hotel I think is great. Got Paul vs. the World. A Fish Called Wanda I think is a good comedy. And American, and one I actually watched for this that I didn't get around to bring out, but I'm Gonna Get You Sucker is a very fun movie. It's a really early Keenan Ivory Wayans movie, and
it's a blind spot.
It's a really good take on the whole blaxploitation genre, which I think is, and I think it's really funny.
Rachel Silverstream needs to come back on my show. We used to have her on all the time. She would call me and we would like talk on the phone about like the episode. It was kind of interesting. So yeah, but anyways,
I mean, she's really busy. I think she's touring bands a lot.
Yeah.
As well.
She's like touring with some concerts, like some big name like rappers and stuff, like doing stuff for them. Yeah.
But Brian, was some honorable that you had?
Yeah, I had Galaxy Quest, The Other Guys, Groundhog Day, Airplane, Role Models, The Muppet Movie, Crazy Stupid Love, Bridesmaids, Old School, George's favorite movie, The Hangover, Superbad, and Life of Me.
A lot of
Oh, Life of Brian. I'm like, wait a second. That took me a minute.
Oh,
Mhm.
But with that, it's time to get on to the voting. But Brian, what do you have for 12?
Holy Grail.
Jacob,
Christmas Vacation.
JPO,
I too have Christmas Vacation.
Ooh,
Jordan.
I have Some Like It Hot.
No surprises here, but I've got Tropic Thunder.
Mm.
But National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation is going to.
That's fine.
That's correct.
But Jacob, what do you have for 11?
Just because I haven't seen it, I'll go Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
JPO.
I have Dumb and Dumber.
Ooh,
Jordan.
Jeez. Some Like It Hot. So.
I know I get accused of having hot takes sometimes, but even I wouldn't put Dumb and Dumber that low. Tropic Thunder.
Better characters than art. That's what the Dumb and Dumber is
Most
missing.
Holy Grail.
Jeff Daniels made a toilet scene funny. Come on.
I also want to care about the
I
characters.
think we've got a 5-way tie. JB,
We do.
Dan, Sonic Bob, Dumb. If there's anyone in the chat, so we've got Jan, Sonic Bob,
No JPO.
Dumb and Dumber, Tropic Thunder,
I was about to
Holy
say, my
Grail,
girlfriend
Some
was
Like It
online.
Hot.
Go to Take 3 right now.
Yeah.
I think I missed something.
we gotta spin the wheel this time, right?
Jack Leo says Some Like It Hot.
Yeah, I was getting hit, but yeah, Leo got in.
Oh,
Some
there
Like
you
It
go.
Hot.
so one
Thank
old
you,
movie
Leo.
we got.
Thank
Jesus,
you.
Love you. No, I'm just kidding.
That scared me for a minute. We almost had Dumb and Dumber out of there.
But JPO, what do you have for number 10?
Dumb and Dumber.
Jordan.
Hang on. I'm still gonna write it. I'll do Tropic Thunder.
Sticking with Tropic Thunder, Ryan.
Holy Grail.
Jacob.
Sticking with Jay and Silent Bob.
But it is going to be Tropic Thunder, which honestly surprised me. I thought I was going to be holding on to that a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Jordan, what do you have for 9?
I have Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
We've got Tommy Boy, Ryan.
Holy Grail.
Jacob.
Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
JPO.
I have Dumb and Dumber.
But it is going to be Jan Silent Bob Strikes Back. I'm sticking with Tommy Boy. Ryan, what do you have?
Still sticking with Holy Grail.
Jacob.
Tommy Boy.
JPO.
Dumb and Dumber.
Jordan.
I have Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
got a tie between Holy Grail and Tommy Boy, JP.
Hold on. Holy wait. The Tommy Boy.
Tommy Boy is going to be 8.
Ooh, okay. I need to get less squeakier markers. Unless me squeaking.
Yeah, it's like, well, we know he's not going for one of the short titles. So.
Yeah, right. Well, a lot of the kind of longer ones here. So
Maybe he's just doodling a lot, making it seem like he's on it.
yeah, right. Hey, I'm playing
Brian,
basketball. Yeah.
but Brian, what do you have for 7?
Still sticking with Holy Grail.
Brian.
I just voted Holy Grail.
Jacob. So,
Dumb and Dumber.
JPO.
Dumb and Dumber.
Jordan.
Man, I shouldn't have switched mine up, but I went with Shaun of the Dead.
I went lie, but it's going to be Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, no. They're killing me. But
I mean, you could have just kept the board as it was.
I know, but I forgot that I had Shaun of the Dead ranked lower
Oh,
than
now we
Holy
get
Grail.
stuff. Well, I mean, there's an obvious one for me, but I'm gonna not fight that losing battle.
Shit.
Yeah.
Jacob, what do you have for 6?
5.
Hold on, I'm writing it down. Liar, liar.
JPO.
Liar.
Jordan.
I have Shaun of the Dead.
I've got liar. Brian.
Now the number's gone. Holy Grail.
Full title, please.
Okay.
Because I write like an essay for that title.
Without that,
This was trivia.
Yeah, I was about to say, this isn't trivia. You can get away
Yeah,
with
right.
not voting the long time. Otherwise, I would.
But your vote doesn't count. Just kidding. No, just kidding. It still counts. Wait, so which one? Oh, it's liar. Okay. I'm marking them off on my own. You know that.
Just to recap what we've got left, we've got 40-Year-Old Virgin, we've got Anchorman, we've got Shaun of the Dead, Deadpool, and Holy Grail. Left.
Who's next?
JPO, what do you have?
Deadpool.
Jordan.
I've got Shaun of the Dead.
I've got Holy Grail. Brian.
Same Holy Grail.
Jacob.
Shaun of the Dead.
Oh.
So JPO, Shaun of the Dead or Holy Grail?
Holy Grail.
You're dead to me.
Well, this one won't last, Jacob.
Your mother was a hamster and your father smelled of elderberries.
I hope the next time you eat pancakes, you don't have enough syrup.
Yeah.
You know, some things you can't take back, Jacob.
I gotta use that one. That's a good one.
Third place.
Jordan, what do you have for number 4?
I have Shaun of the Dead.
I've got Deadpool. Brian.
Say Deadpool.
Jacob.
Shaun of the Dead.
JPO.
Deadpool.
Shaun of the Deadpool.
Hey, what's left?
40-Year-Old Virgin, Anchorman, and Shaun of the Dead.
Okay. Sweet.
Brian, what do you have for number 3?
Shaun of the Dead.
Jacob,
Shaun of the Dead.
JPO,
Anchorman: The Legend of Ron Burgundy.
Jordan.
I got Shaun of the Dead.
I got 40-Year-Old Virgin, but so 40-Year-Old Virgin or Shaun of the Dead, JPO.
Oh, fuck yous. Shaun of the Dead.
And now we're just putting our number 1, right?
That is correct.
Okay.
Which means I think I know where JPO's going.
Spoilers.
You never know. You could just say it and like say something different.
Yeah.
But Ryan, Jacob, what do you have for 1?
Happy Gilmore. I've got Anchorman.
JPO.
The one with Steve Carell.
So Anchorman.
No, the one that stars in 40-Year-Old Virgin.
I could argue that he's the star.
Jordan, what do you have for number 1?
I got Dumb and Dumber.
Tamlin?
Oh wait, sorry, that one already lost. So.
I was like number 9, baby.
Anchorman.
I've got the one with Seth Rogen.
Hey, he's a 40-Year-Old Virgin more.
Ryan.
The one with Paul Rudd, Anchorman.
Yeah.
Shit.
But it's going to be
One with David Koechner. Let's keep going. Oh, okay.
The one with Steve Carell.
That's the first joke I did. Get out of here.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
One with somebody funny.
I thought Malcolm was the first one to make any type of
No.
joke.
No.
Okay, I was gonna say.
The one with Jonah Hill? No,
Like
that didn't work.
Like, why did you say the obvious
No,
one?
no Anchorman. Yeah, so the one with Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
Is that both? Is it the same year, by the way? The top 2?
No,
Yeah.
04, 05.
Oh, it's 04 to 05? What's 05?
For your Virgin.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. I thought it was 04.
Well, yeah, because I think 40-Year-Old Virgin was Seth Rogen's first like major-ish role.
Donnie Darko?
Well, I mean, I've not seen it, so I don't know how big of a role he is in. Out of the movie.
Although he's not that big in Anchorman either, so it's kind of even. I feel like 40-Year-Old Virgin's the first like standout. Like, that dude got something.
That's what I was getting at. Is 40-Year-Old Virgin was a bit like big standout thing.
Now there's only one way to end the stream, and I think you know what it is. That comes from the winning movie.
But with that, our top 12 comedies of all time, based on what made the previous lists. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation is at 12. At 11, we got Some Like It Hot. At 10, we got Tropic Thunder. At 9, we got Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. At 8, we got Tommy Boy. At 7, we got Dumb and Dumber. At 6, we got Liar Liar. At 5, we got Monty Python and the Holy Grail. At 4, we got Deadpool. At 3, we got Shaun of the Dead. At 2, we got 40-Year-Old Virgin. And number 1 is Anchorman. Unfortunately, Groundhog Day didn't make the list, but it might have a chance next week because next week we're doing top 12 Bull Murray movies. But with that, Brian, where can people find you online?
Yeah, pop out the Pierce Code. Got the team's tournament coming up. Part of it, I believe all of us are. All of Malcolm's part of it. We here network for the mystery tournament on Tuesday. Multiplex Entertainment, Lifestyle Trivia, and also last night was on the triathlon Jacob posted.
Speaking of Jacob, where can people find you online?
Yes, I pop up here from time to time on Rankum. Thank you for having me. I also pop up from time to time over on the Pierce Co. Um, playing movie trivia, sometimes hosting, and then Movie Hero Network. Mostly, I pop up on tournament fights, tier ranker. I'll be on the mystery tournament this coming Tuesday to try and will Fritz the cat out of the first round.
Yeah.
And
made
then
the
that's
list.
see me.
for the win.
Then you can see me popping up on the Lonely Marks, where we'll be talking Clash of Champions from, I believe, 1988.
I want to see a Fritz the Cat Billy Madison final in that tournament. That's what I want to see.
JPO can be on you online.
The aforementioned Piersco, including as that tag team tournament, will be getting very soon here, so I'm looking forward to that. Popping up on other channels like the Movie Hero Network, where we do tournament fights, sometimes tier ranker. You'll find me on, and then Thursdays we talk wrestling. Me, the Barber, the Richie, and the Pez, as well as over at let's see, the Crusaders channel, Why We Love Horror, Battleground, CWT on Twitch. I just taped a match yesterday. Find me on that channel. Pierce Wrestling, my wrestling channel. Real Pro Wrestling, my other wrestling channel. And yeah, thanks for having me. And yeah, if you need anyone, I just looked. I thought I had more gaps than I did, but I can do Bill Murray. So if you need someone, let me know.
Jordan, where can people find you online?
Yeah, so this week you can find. Well, you can always find me all over the Movie Hero Network, but this week we're doing our mystery tournament that Brian mentioned, and if you want to see what movies are going to be on that list, you can go back and watch. Yesterday, me and Austin spun the list 64 times, and Malcolm joined us for that, and we came up with 64 random movies for that mystery tournament, and then we also spun the wheel for Wheel of Movies. We're doing Creed this week for Wheel of Movies on Wednesday, and then we have on Thursday before Lonely Marks, we doing our the next round of the Seen and Heard trivia tournament, and Brian Nussbaum will be part of that. And then Friday we'll be doing Austin Pez's Howls after the 128 movie, so he'll be talking about some other movies that he loves, and yeah, that's pretty much what we have going on. So yeah.
Oh, I should be on that one too. I forgot.
Yeah. You'll be on that.
Yeah, I will also be on that on the mystery tournament, and this week on the Movie Hero Network. I actually don't think I am in the ASAT Tag Team tournament. I don't think I signed up unless someone signed me up.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like you didn't sign up, did you? You son of a bitch.
Yeah. Austin signed us up for me. I didn't even know. He just told me. He's like, "Yeah, I signed us up." I'm like, "All right, cool."
You right again.
Yeah.
Hey, you did really good last year.
Yeah.
But you can also find me popping up like hosting Rankin every week. Next week we're doing top 12 Bill Murray movies. Tomorrow on Going for the Win, it's the final episode in this Oscar season, and we're wrapping. We are going to be talking about the Gone for the Win awards and what movies have had won various awards for the audience that voted. Yeah, and you can also find me on Full Metal hosting trivia over there. I promise this week I'm going all the final matches of the tournament are going to be released, and then starting in April we'll start for the regular season. Got a few great matches lined up. We're going to have Brian Nussbaum versus Chris Diaz. We're going to have Dan Skip Allen versus Richie Goodacre, and we're going to have Amaru Moses taking on Brennan Maher. So those are matches are coming up. But it's going to be a fun bunch. But until next time, see you next week.
Stay classy, San Diego. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any of those outros, so I'm just going to play by